Okay, there you go. Tap in, friend.
Yo.
3, 2, 1. Testing, and we're live.
It's late in LA, and this is the Life and Times.
Life and Times, baby.
Yo,
Who's in
hello.
the building?
What's
How you
up,
doing, man?
How we doing?
Welcome to the Life and
I'm doing
Times.
fantastic. I'm doing
Introduce
good.
yourself, bro.
Here we go.
Man, some people call me Steven. Some people call me Steven Marcus Relaford. Some people call me Mango Mafia. Some people call me Bathrobe Steve. But just don't call me late for dinner. You know, that's all it is.
I'm hungry. I said that shit with a straight face, bro. I'm starving.
We starving.
Man.
But yeah, man, LA native. I've been doing stand-up comedy for about 13 years. And
Okay.
yeah, man, just out here on the underground side of the game, just trying to slang some jokes and make something shake.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're trying to do every day, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
the pursuit of art, the pursuit of ourselves. I mean, bro, so you're from LA.
I'm from here.
How do you feel about us, transplants? We're not from here,
How-
bro.
Yeah. What's the
You know, I'm
like,
here for In and Out, bro. What's going on here?
I'm sorry to say this, but the people that they say are everything that they say about LA that's whack, it's the transplants making it whack,
damn,
man.
Except for us, Lifetime. Yeah. Man, marketing.
I'm just saying, they be like, oh, LA, everyone's like into the woo-woo or like the spiritual shit. Or like
Yeah.
that's
yeah,
all
yeah.
y'all leaving Minnesota, coming here looking for a new lease on life.
I've been in some apartments, bro. I've been in some apartment complexes, and when I get back in the room, you know, about to go in the paint. There's a lot of crystals. There's a lot of stories.
Yeah.
There's one girl, like, she's like, I want to fix your aura. I was like, all right.
That bitch from Connecticut.
Yeah, and she wasn't from here.
know.
Because the girls from here, oh, man. Shout out to girls from here.
It's just a different vibe, man. It's a different. All the
real.
traffic, the transplants. No.
For real. I was about to say, LA has been lauded for its traffic
Well,
Absolutely.
for years.
for years.
The people not saying excuse me.
Oh,
Them
yeah.
transplants.
Yeah,
man.
bro.
LA people ain't that rude,
Yo,
man. We
yeah.
used to shoot people for
Bro,
that.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I don't, like, I've run into it because, like, I be around nice areas around here, and these dudes move like they from somewhere. Like,
Yeah.
they'll bump you, they'll do all types of shit. I'm like, man,
NPCs, bro. They
bro,
just walking
and
around.
I'm like, has no one ever hit you? like, has no one ever hit
That's pretty
you
wild.
for, like, what you've done? And there's usually a yes. They never.
No
been
one's
hit
ever
before.
challenged you before.
No one's
at all.
challenged it.
Ever in
Bro,
your life.
I've seen a fucking dude, right? And his hot dogs like drizzling mayo and ketchup and
Messy.
and this old chips and shit like that.
All over.
I'm trying to do my job. It was intense, and he's behind some lady, right? You're supposed to show respect. This is a lady. What are you doing? This guy is dribbling ketchup and
God
mustard
damn.
right next to this lady, like
Going a little crazy with the sauce.
inches away from her. And I was like, someone should hit him. Someone should do it.
Someone should hit this dude.
Where's Batman?
Someone should smack you with that, like that ketchup like that.
Hey, man, what are your early influences? Like, what made you, you look at the TV, I want to be like that?
Oh, as far as comedy, I would say, like, of course, some of the greats. You got Bernie Mac,
Of course.
Robin Harris,
Of course.
even old school, like Moms Mabley, who some of my families put me on. George Carlin.
Of course.
But I would say, like, as far as comics that I resonate with, of course, Richard Pryor.
Yeah,
But
big dog.
Paul Mooney and Dick Gregory.
Yeah, I love those two. I love
Paul
those
Mooney
two.
and Dick Gregory.
Man, rest in peace.
Both of them, yeah.
Rest in peace, bro. Oh,
I,
my God.
I feel like I'm like,
Imagine Paul Mooney right now in this climate.
oh my gosh.
He be eating it up,
Yeah.
bro.
Oh, my
He be eating it up.
Oh my gosh. So
One of my favorites, man.
those are my guys right there. Of course, Patrice O'Neal.
Sheesh, rest in
But
peace.
I definitely liken myself to Paul Mooney and Dick Gregory. I want to give you a message, and I think the message is almost more important than the comedy. Like, I'm at the point where I'm like, I ain't trying to entertain nobody.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to.
I mean,
I ain't trying to tap dance for you.
No show.
I'm gonna come here and tell you some real shit. But I'm wrapped in so much of the humor where it's gonna be funny. But I'm like,
No, you have a layered performance. I watched you, bro.
Thank you.
I watched this man. He's good. He's great.
Thank you.
Life and Times.
Yeah, I definitely feel like comedians in that
the mic. Welcome to
mental
the crew.
state and like that type of
No, we all do it. That's how you know you're part of the crew.
Yeah, bro.
Oh,
The L's keep
I've
coming, bro.
actually
The L's keep
punched
coming.
them out. Bro, we were talking about some boxing shit. I was like drunk. I was like, bow, jab, right there.
Quick jab. Mike didn't
Quick
see it
jab.
coming.
Hey, listen, should have been watching out Life and Times. All right, back what were you saying?
But no, I feel like a lot of comedians that find themselves in that type of like state of thinking find a lot of good material.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I revel in material that I've yet to do almost every day. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to do this material. I can't wait to do this bit. Also, though, I find that comics who follow this pathway, the access to stage time is limited.
It's limited.
People think that I'm funny, but they also are like, I don't know if that's gonna work in this room.
Yeah,
You know?
So like it's some comics that is like punchline, bang, 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 bang. It's funny 3 minutes, right? His takes some time. Honestly, you deserve like a 10 to 30. You know, like on a humble, like every time you come up, because the jokes won't be funny until 10, 11, 12. Like I love
they'll
it.
start really hitting.
Bro, I watched a lot of comedy, right? Like when I got here, that's all I was doing. And then I've been an avid fan, bro. I used to listen to that shit in the fucking basement of my crib.
Yeah.
Just listening to everybody, like Jeff Gardner. Oh my God, so many people, bro. This in my basement, and then I go to see it live, and I meet comedians, and I see how you guys think and do.
Yeah.
It's fucking lit, bro.
Thank you, man.
I'm a fan, bro.
Thank you.
Welcome
Thank
to the
you.
Life and Times,
Thank you.
dog.
That,
For real.
Hey, that just puts even more gas in my heart to, make this shit
No,
happen.
keep doing what you're doing,
Keep
bro.
going, bro.
I will.
There's so
man.
many avenues, bro. Like when I saw your shit, I was like, nah, this dude's good.
Thank you, man.
This dude's
Thank
funny.
you.
Like,
Yeah.
and like intuitive, right?
I
He's
would-
speaking on the culture, right? Like
Yes.
in a moment, bro.
Yes.
It's very intuitive. It's very witty, bro.
Thank you, G. I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
I feel like we got show love, dog.
Thank you, man.
know
I
what
feel
I'm
like,
saying?
yeah, this is like
Show
drink
out.
champs. I'm like, hey, thank you for the flyer.
Hey, bro, this is the Life of Times, bro.
This
We're
is
not
Life
a
of
bad
Times,
time. We're the
Captain's
best time.
Ooh.
Yo, but we gotta talk about all the times, right? So here at the Life of Times, we like to do a mental health check. How are you feeling from 1 to 10? If you don't want to begin, I can begin, my friend.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll say like after your compliment right now, I probably came in at a 3 mentally,
Yeah,
but you just gassed me up a little bit, so I think I'm at like a 6.
I mean that's the purpose.
And
No,
right?
that's right. It's above 5, right? It's a shoot.
Hey,
Hey, yo, we're above the 50%.
I'm trying to
here,
get
okay?
past that 5 every time I drop.
Just keep going. Keep going.
Man, I feel fine.
Yeah.
And I probably feel like that every sense of the word of fine. That's just
Yeah,
it. You
yeah,
know,
just-
nothing greater than, nothing
My
less
head's above
than.
water right now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm fucking.
Oh man, I'm breathing. It's good.
Can I keep this up? I don't know,
I
but
can
hey,
pay rent.
we're here right
You know,
now.
like-
I mean, I'm still breathing, so I'm winning, right?
You know, it takes a lot,
Man.
but I'm here.
But I've been taking L's, bro. I've been taking L's since the top of the year, essentially. Right before the new year, I've just been taking L after L after L.
Yeah.
And it's been some good shit.
Hey.
It's been some positive shit. But man, really I've been building character.
Hey, it's no way.
On these
Life and
L's.
Times. We got to build characters. No way around
Have
it.
to,
So
bro.
I tell all my guests right now, sir, this is my 3rd phone. All right.
Okay.
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 Yeah, we've always been sharing L's here at the Life and Times.
You know,
Always,
like,
always. Bro.
You know, I just had to get this 3rd phone, and now I'm growing up as a person. I think this is the phone for me.
Third
this
one
is
in.
the time for me.
Right.
You know, 3rd time's the try.
Don't let your 4th phone hear that.
I'm applying on my 4th phone. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna sign on with these guys. They gonna give me a fresh one, you know. But you know, that's my plus. Life and Times. All right,
Times.
Aaron, how are you feeling, bro? From a 1 to 10.
I would say I was cruising around at 4 or 5 the last couple of days, but like, I don't know, bro. Meeting up with you tonight, meeting up with you. I'm at a solid like 7 or 8 right now, bro. And
That's
I feel
what's
like
up.
at the end of the show, who knows? We may be at a 9. All right,
what's
we're
up.
cruising.
Bro,
That's what's up.
listen, man, this is the human experience. We gotta do this shit together.
We have to,
right?
right? We gotta meet up.
We gotta
This is
huddle around the
important.
fire, bro.
Yes.
We
We
gotta
need this.
huddle around the podcast. All right. Life
about
and
you,
Times.
dude?
Me, 1 to 10, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I've been up since 8.
Yep.
It's 9, so 12 hours straight.
Yep.
You know, dialed
Start to
in.
feel it.
Just dialed in. I need to be successful creatively. I need to be successful financially. I need to be successful mentally. I need to be. I know these things, right? And I've been like really playing the game of not even playing the game, like doing the work, me versus me, like
Yeah.
my habits versus my decisions.
Absolutely.
And
bro.
that's,
yeah.
bro. I'm cruising
You
at
and
an
your
8.
habits.
Cruising
Yeah,
at
yeah.
8, but it takes discipline. It sucks. And it, like sucks.
to battle these parts of yourselves
'cause,
too,
like,
these negative
so
habits.
many things, bro. Like 420 is coming up. Oh, I gotta work. I gotta grow up. Oh, I got a job. I got a pension. I got a family.
Responsibilities,
You know,
more and more.
bro,
Each
in like
fucking
10
year.
years, that's gonna be me.
Yeah.
Right? And like right now, you know, I lie, I cheat, I drink.
I'm a sinner.
I'm a sinner, you know.
I'm a degenerate.
Hey, my family down south gonna hear that and be like,
We get you to
What are you
church next
doing?
week.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm coming down south.
Our apologies.
I'm gonna have them on here. It's gonna be lit.
That's gonna be fantastic.
Life and times.
Life in
Okay.
times.
Now that we got how you feel, how do you get on that stage, bro?
Oh man,
How do you get up there?
That's a lot of pressure.
'Cause, like, even right
this
now-
shit, bro.
I got a little sweat.
My hands.
Oh,
Oh, what's going on? Oh, we're a little nervous.
Mom's
What, you
spaghetti.
still talking in front of the mic? Huh?
Man, you know what?
Eminem. 8 Mile.
It's so wild because now I couldn't even imagine myself doing anything else.
Okay, so you got
Yeah,
comfortable.
But
Tapped
oh
in.
my gosh,
You got comfortable.
I'm so
You
tapped
look
in.
cozy,
bro.
I love it. I love getting up on stage.
Yeah.
Man, how do I do it? I just have I still get nervous, and I feel like it's good nerves. You know, I'm really
Yeah.
excited because it's just
Yeah,
kinda
you
like,
should care about what you're doing.
Yeah, and it's that you know how is this gonna go? Am I gonna do the bit that I've been wanting to do? Or am I gonna go into some other direction? Am I gonna riff about this? Am I gonna hit this the way that I want to hit it? But man, the thrill is it's like being on a roller coaster, and every roller coaster, every stage is different, but it's always that same feeling. You know, that same initial feeling that you get, that tick tick.
Hey, I'll never forget, bro. I was
The
with my
loops are
grandparents,
different.
bro.
Yeah.
He was on the Hulk ride, bro. And then, like, on the Hulk ride, right? You go to the side, you see the motherfucker transforming into the Hulk.
Yeah.
First and
But no.
foremost, man, what is the origin, right? Like me, like the first thing I ever done creatively is poetry, right? Like I have an origin story. I'm like Spider-Man. I got bit by a bug and I started rhyming, right? And Aaron, you have an origin story with your film, how you got into it.
Yeah, bro.
You know,
yeah. All goes back around to like say middle school is what like initially
Yeah, that's
started off
when
that
it initially
passion.
started. So,
Right,
like-
right. Wrote a story, did well.
What about you?
You know, you guys are touching on something like I think about this quite often. I had a middle school teacher, a poetry teacher too.
Shout out to poetry teachers,
Shout
man.
out, bro. It's
Changing
always the English
lives, man.
professors,
Look at
bro.
this. Look at this,
Yeah,
man.
he
It's the
was,
English teachers.
He
for
was
real.
hey,
It
English
is.
teachers too,
It
man.
is.
That math teacher, he's just yelling at you,
He's
bro.
just yelling, bro.
got some problems
He's just
back
pressing you
home.
every day.
Yeah.
You know,
You know
I
this?
got math anxiety because of bro.
For real.
Dude, I had a stats class. Ugh.
Oh, horrible.
Dude, I was stressing, man.
Ain't nothing creative happening with the
Nothing's
numbers.
going
like
on. It's
that.
just numbers, man. Mustard shit.
Just plug it in. Just
But
plug it in.
and he was like a drill sergeant. He was like retired from the military or Marines, and he just had this energy about him to where it was so interesting to see him be so passionate about poetry and creative writing, and he had still this military
like his stature.
energy.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's always good when it's conflicting, right?
And he was teaching us like old military cadences and some of the rhymes and poems that they would say when they're
Yeah,
running
when they're
and shit
doing the
like
job.
that. And that was probably like the first time I got a taste of like writing and putting words together. And I found out that I was, above decent at that. And then I want to say like a second part of it was as I'm finishing my senior year, I get into the news and TV broadcasting at Chatsworth High School. So
Shout out
now
that.
I'm like an anchor for a high
Yeah.
school. So people
That's
see me
tough.
every morning.
Everybody, give me your
tough, man.
attention right here.
Man, I wish.
All eyes
every
on
morning.
me right now.
Dude, I wish I had that shit going, man. My school shut down, bro. That shit was annoying.
Oh man.
Halfway through. So
Yeah.
2 years public school, 2 years online.
Oh my God.
Like the experience was weird.
That's strange.
I know I was building character. But back to you.
Always golden, Carol.
I might as well be homeschooled. Turn off the laptop. Fuck these.
Hey man,
I'll
now,
teach this shit
now my
myself.
job, I'm on my laptop. It's circling back, man. I'm a kid again.
Yeah. Hey, that's how life works. Life and times. Man.
Hey, said it, man.
the thing.
Said it, man. That's on brand. We love that.
That's how it works.
But yo, you were on the morning show.
So I was on.
You
Yeah, I
on
was.
the
I
morning
was
show?
an anchor for our news morning show. So everyone got to see me every morning. I got to say what we was eating for lunch and anything that was going around the school campus and shit like that. And then after I had got accepted to USC, and during my graduation, like I just had some speaking of taking another L, like my housing situation and my family, we weren't doing that good. So I couldn't accept my USC shit, and I ended up moving to Texas. And as I was doing that, a thought came over me of like, yo, you've been told that you've been funny and you should do stand-up your whole life. Now, I would hate to get all the way to my deathbed and not
Pursue
had
something.
attempted,
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
attempted something that seemed like it was for me. So around 21, 22, I ran into this comic, Samuel J. Comroy, who was later on America's Got Talent. Really funny comic. This white dude, he has Tourette's and he twitches, like he blinks a lot. That's his Tourette's. But funny dude. I met him at like a Barney's Beanery or some bar, and I told him I wanted to do stand up, and he was like, "All right, you want a spot? Come down to the Comedy Store."
Gave you opportunity.
And I got you in the main room. So I've never done an open mic, never got on front of people in the stage like that. And my first show was at the Comedy Store in the main room. And I write some shit. The day comes up, I pull up, my family's there. Crushed it.
As you should, bro.
Crushed
As
it.
you should, bro.
First taste, bro.
First
Yeah.
taste, main room, packed out crowd, probably over 200, probably almost 300 people in the room. And it was elating, man. It was a beautiful experience. Did 5 minutes, really barely even remember what I did other than like these 2 jokes that I still do to this day.
Flow state.
And yeah,
The
definitely
feeling
the flow
stuck.
state.
That
Oh
feeling
my gosh.
burn, bro.
Yeah, man.
The
To be
thing-
in the moment, bro.
And ever since, I mean, probably everything was downhill since then.
Oh, bro.
Well, that's how it is,
bro.
right?
What
That's
do we
how
say
it
about
is.
the roller
No, no,
coaster,
no.
bro?
Listen,
Is this it?
Listen,
All right, is this
man.
it?
I remember I started doing the poetry thing, right? I used to send it to this girl, right?
Yeah.
After the 6th poem, she was like, all right.
Are you gonna f me or not?
Yeah. That was like my whole thing growing
Like, this
up.
is sweet as f.
Yeah, like,
My wet.
do
and
it.
You
Like,
had my wet
take
from
off
the
your
first
glasses,
poem.
dear. It was a lot, man. I was growing up. I was building character.
1 to 4 got me wet, but now you just write. I'm like, are we pen pals?
Because I was trying to workshop. I thought we had a junior relationship. I thought it was
Man.
real. All right.
No, I had a, and after I did stand up, I was still writing poetry. I had my first poem.
I mean, it's a duality, right?
Oh yeah, they overlap for sure.
They have to.
I had my first poem published like in 2014, and I entered a contest, and I had a whole like little zine and lookbook made after it and shit like that. Super cool. And people tell me when I get off stage, "Oh, my comedy is like poetry." They're
That's
like,
your cadence.
it-
That's your cadence.
it's
That's
a-
your cadence.
Yeah, they was like,
Yeah.
"Yo, the way you put shit together, you're like it reminds me of poetry." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And I know it's from that background that I have from writing and being in that class.
Kind of bleeds together.
Yeah, anything
Bleeds
you
together.
do kind of blends in, right?
It does
whatever
bleed
you
in.
used to
It
be
does.
into, it all
Your
blends into your
passions.
next thing, right?
And to go back to the influence question,
Yeah.
today, as far as what influences me comedically, is not other comics. It's battle rap.
Hey,
Battle
Yo.
rap is the most hilarious
Yo,
theater
battle rap-
poetry ever.
it's the most aggressive poetry match ever, bro.
Man.
It's like, why is Edgar Allan Poe so mad?
Yeah.
Like, it's serious. Like, they got motifs. They
Edgar
have
Allan Poe with a
closing
do-rag.
statements.
Yeah,
like, it's serious.
The
You
pros
get
was
very
serious,
hitting.
shit, bro.
Yes.
Very
And
serious.
the punch, I listen to that shit all the time.
Yeah, for real.
Bro, I'm like a fiend for that. Shout out to battle rappers, bro.
Shout out to battle rap. Shout
Dude,
out to
there was
Daylight.
this one clip. Oh,
Mad pressure.
yeah. Daylight's funny as
Daylight
fuck, bro.
he got me in my
And
bag.
he got bars.
He got bars.
He got bars.
He's one of the best to do it, man.
He is, bro. Especially like to make it funny.
Yes.
You know? I was like, fuck.
It's tough.
It's tough, bro. Because he still wins the battle.
He wins hands down.
He's a good, yeah, man. Damn, I didn't think I would be talking about battle rap. Shut up that.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it doing it live? Like we talked about the flow set, like the flow state and everything like that.
Oh, doing it live is the best. Like, if you haven't been to a comedy show, I encourage you, wherever you are, wherever town, city, state, wherever you are in the world, invest in a local comedy show, a local open mic, and be willing to seek out dope people doing dope things because it's like to find good comedy, it's work. To find great comedy is even more work. And you have to be willing to take some L's. You might go to a show because I've heard a lot of times either people have never been to a comedy show or their last experience was a little lackluster and now they haven't been back.
The biggest thing with people is that like they think comedy show is a regular show, bro. Then they go up to the front. Yeah. And then somebody start cracking on them, then they can't handle that shit. I told my friends that we were going to the comedy store, right? We were going to support somebody.
Yeah.
And I walk up there, I'm like, they're trying to go to the front. I'm like, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that, bro.
Don't do that.
They go up there, it's like, oh, they're making fun of me. Like,
Yeah, they gonna make fun of you.
You're a part of the
Some
crowd.
people want to be made fun of.
Yeah, some people go for that, bro.
Yeah.
Some people are masochists, bro.
For real. I think I'm that sometimes myself. But I think people also get familiar with comedy just like through Netflix and HBO specials.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
styles are different. Styles are different.
Styles are
YouTube,
different,
TikTok, there's a lot of
and
platforms.
it's just
Yeah, you're
more
right.
production around once you got it on your screen
Yeah,
versus
it's
like you
different
being
from like
in the room.
like a movie versus a play.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's definitely
I've heard
theater.
that. I've
Yeah,
heard them
I
like,
think that's different.
and
It's
like
very
I've heard
different.
that conversation about like on bits that get leaked out from other comics, and then people immediately start trashing it online. People are like, they discuss the vibe of being live. You kind of have like the
Yeah, it's nuance.
the beating heart of the audience in a sense. You know, like you know it, but it's doesn't translate.
It's
well
not, if you're not in
sometimes.
a room, I've seen
Yeah, so
like I've
you
seen
should
a
go to
couple
the room.
comedians work on some shit. Like top tier guys, I've seen a lot of people work on some shit. Like comedians just doing shows with comedians and working on their stuff.
Yeah,
Like workshop stuff, bro. And it's good stuff. You gotta go and sample,
Experience
bro.
it.
It's whatever you want.
Yeah, comedy for me is kind of like taking like me in my house and on my phone. I'm like writing sheet music. I'm like a conductor, and every audience is a different instrument.
For sure.
yeah.
Or you play it the same, but the instrument might be tuned differently depending on the makeup and the demographic of the audience. You might have nothing but 50 plus. I've done a show last week in Venice. Everybody in the crowd, at least 30-40% of the crowd was older, 50 and up, you know, and I got to do the same jokes that I would do in a younger room or the same type of demographic, whereas, you know, people like our age, though where the jokes hit, how the laughter hit was slightly different. Like the music just plays
Yeah.
different.
The pockets
Yeah.
are different.
And that's the joy for me of seeing like how this music plays differently in each room.
That's like the best analogy I think
Yeah.
I've heard
Yeah,
for
no,
like.
I mean you gotta be
comedy.
accustomed, right?
Thank
you
you.
gotta
Yeah.
acquiesce to whoever you're in a room with, right?
Best
Yeah.
analogy I've heard for that to
Yeah.
describe that environment.
Yeah, it is. And every instrument's gonna sound different. Everything is gonna be completely different. So if you see me at a show, you won't get the same show. You won't get the same set. Like I even know myself, I pride myself not doing the same material all the time. I pride myself being flexible on stage, and that allows me. I like this. I work with this DJ a lot. This guy named AC the PD, and how he is about music is how I liken myself about comedy. He's a purist about music. He's like, I ain't listened to the radio since '98. Everybody's trash,
Bro.
Everybody fell off. Like if you name somebody,
Yeah.
they fell off to him.
Hey,
Yeah.
man, yo, it's
Who are they?
It's
Don't
old
care.
hits. They just live in their era, bro.
This is when music ended.
I love
Right.
that about him because his whole notion is like hip hop and music is supposed to be fresh and it's always supposed to be pushing the envelope. And
Oh, I see what you're saying.
He
It shouldn't be
compares it.
contained.
Yeah, he compares it to like music that's really good. It makes a dancer dance a new move.
Yeah,
A dancer wants to be brought out of their
they want to be inspired.
containment. Yeah, they want to be inspired to
Yeah.
do a new move that they've
Yeah.
never done before. And that only comes with new music. If you listen to the same song, you're typically going to do the same move that you associate that song with. You know,
Yeah.
you're going to do your two-step.
Yeah, no, it's a
you're gonna do
culture
your thing.
behind it. That's why certain
Yeah.
cultures have certain musics and genres. Bro.
Right.
It's real shit.
Right.
It's real shit.
So you get new music. It's something fresh in your ear that it opens you up to do a new move that you hadn't thought about. And I say the same thing with comedy. Like for the comics or anyone who's listening to this who want advice, which I don't like giving, but your space is meaning pay attention to the environment that you're in, because the moment is what's funny. Like you being in the moment and you being authentically there and present is gonna lead you the way you want to go. And your materials but your material must be in your DNA. You must have it so seamless. It must be so seamless in your DNA to where it's like you can come out of the woodwork with it and you can be here, you can be there, and then next thing you know, there's an idea that comes and it connects you to your material that you've been having, and boom, you can interweave all this stuff together.
Just staying fluid, man. Staying fluid.
Bro. I definitely think that is like an important quality of comedy that, like what you were talking about, it inspires new dancers to find new movements. It can inspire people to find new, different types of thinking. And I found my mind changed several times because a comedian phrased something a different way or introduced a new perspective
Or broke
through
down
a
the
joke.
argument, you know?
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, fuck, no, this makes sense. This makes sense. And I feel like it's like, especially since like 2020, comedians have become more and more of a force to
Well, it's better than politics, right?
Yeah.
Like, comedians actually
like
are
philosophies, like
yeah, like
bro.
philosophy. We're getting philosophers back. That's the comedian's role.
That's-
in
Yeah,
society.
and 100%.
Yeah,
I thank y'all for saying that because I
yeah.
feel like
I mean, that's what it should be, right?
It's what it should
I think
be,
that's
bro.
that's the essence of
Comedy.
the gig itself. I think the gig itself is meant for people who ever have the calling to speak on their environment in a way that's constructive, funny, and to the point without getting them killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like
I'm
Malcolm
also-
X
I'm also
by
like,
any punchline necessary.
yeah, I'm also in the belief like if you do say something wild, you got to take those serious, bro. You got to, because I mean, where I'm from, you can't just say shit, bro. Somebody's going to like debate you.
I disagree.
Like, it's going to be a disagree.
No,
so you got to be ready.
you gotta be willing to back yourself up. You gotta be willing
Yeah.
to speak on like a truth, and that's where I feel like there's comics who are kind of more jokey, who are in it just to tell jokes, and then I think there's comics who are actually like have the calling to be like, yeah, I'm gonna be funny, but I'm also saying something too.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's kind of where I feel like the essence of where the art form came from. And I think it's those people who are doing it with the message behind them, support them for sure. Because
It kind of reminds me of this Dave Chappelle quote, like every comedian and every group of people have a champion
yes,
in comedy.
yes.
So
Yeah.
it's not one group of people on the planet that doesn't have a champion in comedy. That is
No,
out
Yeah.
there's not.
swinging
There's-
for the fences in their narrative as well. So like, I think that's why it's so.
It just goes so far back in time
Connected.
too, bro. So far back in time. Like you said, it comes from bad circumstances and people just start ripping on it. And
Yeah, that's-
how long does that go back when we were taking L's from the get-go?
That's
Bro,
why
what's your process?
of writing.
Yeah,
Really, I write on stage. I know this is
Oh, okay.
taboo. I know this is kind of taboo to say.
I see some comedians do it.
But I mean, I think about this all the time. Even on the way here, I was writing some stuff on my phone. But I have so many jokes. I don't even think I'm gonna get to them all. Like,
It's
I don't
just
think I'm
there.
gonna get because
Yeah.
I'm constantly writing, and the stage time that I have access to isn't ample like that to where I can get through all this
You ever
new
think
stuff.
of like just doing your own shit?
Of course,
All right.
all the time,
Yeah, I was gonna say like
all the
just
time.
pick up. That's what we did. Pick
All
up a
the-
camera,
We
right?
just started doing it
You
ourselves.
get a
Oh.
couple of your homies over. You just do your set.
Oh, all the time, and I've done that. I'm actually
yeah.
I speak on that. Do your own shit, no matter where you are. Do your own shit. Make your own mic. Make your own show. Get 5 to 10 people together and make that shit happen. But even still, I mean, like on a level, kind of what you're talking about earlier. Like, I can't book myself 7 days a week.
I feel you. I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah,
I
no,
feel you.
bro, we feel you.
I can
I
run
feel
like
you, man.
1, maybe 2 good shows.
Yeah.
Maybe after I get the momentum going.
Yeah, well,
a
I mean,
week. Maybe if
listen.
I get the
And
momentum
then
going.
I'm like, all right.
then I'm
Even
like,
if
I
we
need
got a
recharge
staff, right? Me and Aaron, we got staff, right? We got all the fucking money in the world. Can we do this 7 days in a row, bro?
Bro.
7 days in a life and
My
toes.
brain's kind of sleepy.
I want to sleep. You know, I want to play the game.
Or turn my brain off.
I mean, I think a podcast, I would much rather do. I mean, that's the thing. Once you have it set up,
Yeah. Well, you can
can.
do different topics,
you,
right?
yeah,
every
you
day.
have different topics. You
Yeah.
can bring in different people. But for me to get 30 like audience members
I see.
yeah.
and
Have
at a
you,
location 7 days a week, oh
Have you
my
peeped
gosh.
what La Russell has done with his music.
I love what Lil Russell.
I love everything he's doing, bro. And I
love
think it
it.
can be applied to every art form, though.
I think so too.
It's applicable everywhere. You got, bro. I'll show you some shit, bro.
Show me some shit, please.
Bro,
I think comedy. People digest comedy differently, though. than
Oh,
music.
for sure. Music, you already have your messaging, right? This is what the song about. You either subscribe or don't subscribe, or you're not going to listen to it. Comedy, I gotta listen to this guy for a couple minutes.
Right.
You gotta make a decision. So like, it's harder. It's more nuanced.
Right.
Yeah. True. With the 7 days, it's kind of like performances. It's kind of like a sport.
It's taxing.
It's taxing on the brain. Or at least in like my experience, I'm like, fuck.
No,
I'm
you're
beat.
doing shit.
I'm fucking beat.
No, you're doing shit.
No,
bro. It's active. Like, oh, bro. I
Like,
remember
doing the
one time
personality.
I did like 4 podcasts, like back to back. That shit was crazy, though, bro.
Got you.
L's.
Hey, yeah, it's an L. But no, I just did 4 podcasts back to back to back to back to back. And I
I've
was
done that
like,
before.
I'm burnt out.
I've done that
Is
before.
it
Yeah, you get tired. You get tired as hell.
Yeah, man, because like you can't just waste the energy, right? Like the energy is still here, still palpable, still in the room and shit. So we're just adjusting. But how do you navigate current culture? You know, as a comedian with everything going on, and you can speak your truth here. Like
I will.
you know,
speak my
like
truth.
how does it feel like to deal with that?
You
Like
know-
a joke is very. It can ruin a career almost.
Yeah.
No, not almost. It does ruin careers.
Yeah. You know, I feel like I don't know, the comedy game is all kind of is jumbled together to where it's like you have a mixed class of artists. Like there hasn't been any set definitive like measurements between like the people who've been doing it for 10 years and the people who are looking to get to 10 years, right? So you have first graders, kindergarten, fifth graders, seniors, all in the same class.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
as
no
far as comedy.
superiority, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's hierarchy,
There's
but
peccary.
we're essentially all in the same room, and everybody has a chance to be the funniest person in that night that for whatever is going on that round. But as far as like PC culture and like tough topics, I've always been one to talk about serious things. I want to say I was more scared in that first 3 to 5 years mark.
Yeah,
That your
Yeah.
first 2 years, you think you can say whatever, right? And you saying everything. You got all the shocking jokes, the snarky shit.
Yeah.
You're just saying shit out of left field, and that shit works. But then after your first 2-3 years, you start shedding the low hanging fruit material, and
Yeah.
you start getting to yourself.
yeah,
Like, what
maturity.
do I want to
So,
talk about?
yeah, yeah.
More about me. And that's when you're finding your voice between that 3 to 5 year mark. It becomes more tough because a lot of the times around that time, I would get a joke, but my aptitude to tell the joke, like the joke will be here, and it's like, oh, I gotta hit it at this level. But my aptitude to tell a joke got here.
The tools.
yeah.
the
So
tools.
I had to be
Yeah.
willing
Difference
to
here.
bridge this gap that was there between, I know this joke is dope and I'm touching on a serious, sensitive topic,
Yeah,
but I don't want to play with it where people think
it's a joke.
it's a joke. I
Yeah.
want to be serious about it. So if you're tackling a serious subject, that's just more surgical you have to be.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we
So
talk
it doesn't
about like
bother
yeah.
me today.
yeah,
No, it doesn't bother me today. I want to get into all the serious stuff. I want to talk about everything from gays to trans to holidays to religion to veganism to anything that's gonna. Because I mean, some of the best shows are the shows to where the audience feels a little polarized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a split. You have like
yeah.
a 40,
yeah.
60 split.
Hey, it happens.
You got
I've been
40
in the
people on
room,
your
bro.
side.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, it goes
And you
crazy.
take 'em through
Yeah.
that roller coaster, and you was like, y'all just wait till I get to this end because everybody's gonna be back on board once I get to the end. And that's the surgery of it. It's like if you're skillful enough and you're willing to be as constructive as you can be and take people down this road, they're gonna be there with you. But if people feel like you haven't done the comedic, because it's kind of like it's like sports. Like
Yeah.
there's a comedy IQ. Just like people have in football. There's a football, there's a basketball IQ. It's like
you
how
know,
much
you know where the pocket is.
you know where the
You know
pocket
what I'm
is. Do
saying?
you know how to
much
read the
do you
defense?
know?
You know how to-
Yeah.
yeah,
Can
exactly.
you score?
Exactly.
Can you play defense?
A
It's
lot
real.
of it. A lot
I'm
of
watching
it's
the
like
playoffs.
yeah. A lot of it's like that. A lot of it's like that. It's like, what is your IQ, and do you know how to read an offense? Do you know how to read the defense to where you can move, call an audible if needed, and move seamlessly through material that might be, fucking conflicting or like some heavy shit.
Yeah, anything can happen, bro. How do you? I don't know. Like, what's the line for you? You know, like I feel like every man, every person, it's like there's a line.
You know,
And some people say there's no line.
that's the thing. When I was first coming up, the line was like, oh, I don't want to talk about gay people.
Okay,
The line was like gay and trans because I was like, these niggas run Hollywood.
they do a thing.
They gonna fuck up my whole. I'm gonna get blackballed. You know.
Yeah.
That was it. But
I've heard the last couple Dave Chappelle's.
yeah,
Bro.
And he's been
uh,
talking about it.
yeah. I mean, he did it in a way that
No, he did it in the
is a
best
Dave
way.
Chappelle way. But I would say like no. To me today, there's no line. It's just a matter of like being constructive. I rather am I being more constructive or offensive?
Yeah,
Like,
so
it's
that's
the
what I want to
difference.
ask you. That's what I
Yeah.
ask you because there's a lot of dudes that's just like in me and Aaron. We have certain topics, right? Like shit happens in the country. We have to get serious. We have to talk about.
Yeah,
shit.
we
We
talk
have to talk
about
about shit, right? So we can easily come in and slam dunk one side, but we make sure it's balanced for a reason.
Yeah.
And it's comedians and it's artists out here that just do the slam dunk, and they think like they get a high five for that.
Yeah.
And that's when everything gets galvanized and people start picking sides and
Yeah.
nobody's learning. Nobody's
Yeah.
constructive.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to ask you, like, it's better to be constructive, right?
Way better to be constructive
Because
you
I
gonna-
don't think these offensive people, right, when they're being offensive, I don't think they care about what they're talking about.
They don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
They don't. And there's so many white comics who are able to get away with not being as constructive,
Yeah.
with not being as aware, and really leaning into the shocky and the offensive stuff, right?
And audiences that
there's
will back
markets
them up.
for it now.
There is
There's
markets for that.
pockets. Like you
Like you
toured,
said.
so you can go to certain states and do certain jokes.
Like, you just
Like,
find
it's
that
not
type
hard.
of audience that just reinforces what they think and like,
Yeah,
oh, hey, your jokes match up with what I'm thinking.
Right.
Ha 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 ha. ha.
Right.
I'll come pay for your shows.
There you
right.
go.
And it's yeah.
And I'll vote the way you'll vote.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
But
It's very
incredibly
obvious. That
galvanizing.
shit's like the same thing with politics for me. Like they're just feeding a narrative.
Right.
And people
Eat
You
it
said
up.
Oh, man.
being constructive.
love how you talking, man.
Yeah, no. Being constructive is A1 is primary because that's the only way you're gonna get a measurement of where your material is going and the reaction that you get from people is like if a joke is good or bad, you will know based off the results. And the
Yeah.
results will be in the music that you're playing in that audience.
Yeah.
They're gonna let you know. "Rap," you hit the wrong note. "Rap, rap." Oh, that ain't it. You know.
You. I've seen some drunk people. Tell me about your worst experience. This is not even on the
Yeah,
list.
no. Yo, this
Worst
is an
experience?
interesting
Yeah, worst
topic.
experiences up there, dog.
Okay.
I've seen some shit, bro.
All right, this is one that comes to mind. I did a small show at a clothing store, and I maybe get like 4 or 5 minutes into my material, and there was like a French woman in front of me, and she was
Bonjour.
like, "Is this funny?" She was just like, "Is this funny?"
I was like, I hope so.
She was like, "Bro," she was like, "This is not funny. You're way too cute to do comedy. This is not funny." But there was like only 10 people in the room, and she was talking really loudly,
Yeah.
and it just threw
It was
my
her
whole
room.
set
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
off
Fucked
the
up my
rails.
bike on my
Yeah.
tire, bro. What the fuck?
I'm not getting
I
off
gotta
the
wobble
road.
the whole fucking way home now.
I got
This is
7
crazy.
more minutes.
I can't fucking think straight.
I'm just
right
up here, man.
So I mean, the way she interrupted and like how. I mean, it wasn't a big crowd, so it was just very obvious that she's now
Big
having this
fucking echo.
conversation with me. Yeah, and she's
Voice
having
is
this
loud,
problem.
bro.
So that was one. But then I had just had this experience out in Portland to where it wasn't a bad set, but this is weird. I don't know if you guys have ever smoked cigarettes. Have you ever quit
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, bro.
I've quit
I've
things.
smoked
Last
the
time I smoked a
ciggies.
cigarette was when I was with my bad friends, and we were just behind the 7-Eleven.
Doing hood rat things with my
Oh man,
friends.
it was the best time, bro.
So
We should get those back.
I was like, I was smoking spliffs heavily. At one
Oh,
point.
you're a
Yo.
spliff.
I was smoking like 15 spliffs
Wow.
a day, right?
Yo.
Me and Coke was the
Shout out
spliff
Coke,
brothers,
bro.
right?
The Sliffy Bros.
So I me and some friends make an agreement to like do a water fast, and we try to get healthy. And in that fast, I'm like, well, I'm still gonna smoke. And then I thought, like, how am I gonna get the benefits of the fast if every time I try to do something healthy, I'm like, well, I'm still gonna smoke. You know?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm still doing the one thing that I have
Hey,
to
listen,
do. you
man.
know?
I switch up. I smoke, drink 1 week apiece.
One back and forth.
That's pretty good. I like that. I like that.
Swing, bang, bang.
So,
Haven't got in trouble yet.
well, what happened with me is I quit smoking tobacco,
How's that?
and that first 2 weeks,
Bro, it's the worst.
devastating.
Yo, your brain just
Where is it?
everything.
Where is that stuff?
Minor
Nicotine.
inconveniences, bro.
Where is it in?
Big fucking
You
problems.
used to hit my brain up with that. What's going
Big
on?
fucking
Bro.
problems.
We go to Portland, everything, every step of the way, I had to take a break. Like I was having shortness of breath, I was nauseous, I couldn't sleep, I had insomnia, no appetite, and I basically had to like sit in the bathtub because I felt like I was kicking, like heroin or some shit.
Sheesh.
It was
Damn.
bad. All up until we have a show in Portland, and the moment that I step out on stage, I'm like, yo, what's up? I can already feel how shortness of breath that I am.
Fuck.
And before I got on the stage, I was like, don't walk around. Why did I get up there and start walking around?
Hey, everybody.
Fuck.
And I get like,
You start doing some crowd work.
joke. Yeah, I start telling the joke. And my
fuck.
my mind was like, bro, you don't have the air, the wind to tell this joke, because I felt like I had COVID, like I had shortness of breath. So I was like, and I wasn't even fully there. So man, the way that I entered a joke was completely off. The way that I exited the joke was completely off. And I basically got off stage like, all right, that's it. My time.
I'm done.
Sorry, everyone.
I told like 3 jokes and I got off stage and I was like, oh my God.
Bruh.
Horrible experience, but definitely a learning one.
What's your biggest lessons as a comic?
Oh, build your own thing.
Yeah.
I wish
I
I
feel like
would've-
you can apply that to everything though.
Oh,
we talked
yeah.
about that earlier, but let's really harping on it. Like, you have to start, right? Like, pick up the camera, write the poem, sing the song, rap the rap, do it. And bro, I remember it was just like Aaron's mom and my mom following the podcast page.
Yeah.
So shout out our momskis, bro.
Yeah.
She was liking everything too. I was
Mom's
like,
holding
look
it
at
down.
that.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
I can't wait to see the next episode.
Yeah,
Shout out to moms. Bro. I
Yeah.
watch yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
That's what's up. Shout out to the moms, man.
Yeah, shout
holding
out
it
to the
down.
squad, bro. They do a lot, man.
No, that's what it's all about. That's one of the things that I always tell comics, and like you said, any artist, any work,
Even
type
an
of work that
entrepreneur,
you're doing,
bro.
entrepreneur, bro, building your own thing, that has to be the best lesson that I learned. And that's like, no one was giving me the time that I wanted on stage until I booked myself. No one was even paying me the money that I wanted until I booked myself and negotiated for myself, what that would look like.
Build your own leverage.
That's what power is.
That's what power
Yeah.
is. When you're an artist, it sucks, but given this history and the, capitalistic society we're in, you have to know the business as well.
Yeah.
You do.
You understand the
And
game.
It's too much on YouTube. It's too much on the internet. It's no excuse. It's 2023.
These platforms have really
These guys
provided
are
the
not
best
gonna give
avenue
you a
for people
fair deal
to build
until you
themselves
build
up.
your own leverage.
They're
Yeah.
not. You're not. No one's gonna pay you like you gonna pay you. So
For real.
you
Yeah.
better off building
Yeah.
your own thing and actually learning the ins and outs of what it's gonna take. Like you said, the camera work, the production, getting people involved, getting an audience around it. So those are some of my best experiences. It was like right before COVID, I was doing some backyard shows in Echo Park, and these were some of the funnest shows that I got to be a part of. Me and my boys, we produced them. We had dope comics who later got on SNL and later went off to do cool shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
And
during
we
that
had
time.
them on our show, and it was such a special thing because even the shows were unique in the people that came. the makeup of the show, and it just felt like a party. It just felt like a low stress, like high fun. We had free food, free drinks, and we had
Now, it's
quote
a time,
unquote
bro.
industry people there, just friends. I had friends from high school that have never came to see any of my comedy shows
Yeah.
until I started having these backyard shows.
That's how
Yeah.
it goes, bro.
You know?
That's how it goes.
All the
bro.
people who I was
That's how it
asking for
goes.
spots
That's how it
was
goes.
asking
How
me
it
for
is,
That's how
spots.
it goes, bro.
Oh man, you build it, they would definitely come.
The amount of people that used to hit me and Aaron, oh, little podcast.
Little podcast.
Can I go to the podcast?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
When am I coming on?
Exactly.
For sure,
When am I
bro.
coming on?
You know,
Exactly.
like that, and it's all good, man. Perspectives
It
change,
is.
right? I don't want to punish anybody for
Oh,
like.
no.
You
No,
gotta
no, no.
bet, like you gotta bet
Coming
on
from good
yourself,
places,
right?
Yeah.
You said it.
Gotta bet on yourself. Nobody's gonna believe in you if you don't
said
believe
it.
in
You
you,
got to
bro.
invest
I
in
hate to say
yourself.
cliches.
Invest in your own
You
dreams.
gotta do it, bro. You gotta
said it.
bleed out there.
That's it. That's it.
What are some of your best moments as a comic, like up there? I know you had the one, your
Yeah,
first
the
one, you
first
knocked
one
it out the
killed
park
it.
in Comedy Store.
Okay, well, there's a couple that comes to mind. Best moments. I mean, even last week, the newest, the most recent one that comes to mind is not last week. I want to say about 2-3 weeks ago. I was on a show that these two guys, Scott and Michael, they're producers. They put on a show that they do a benefit for animals. It's called Comedy for Animals. Them and they linked up with the Vegan Outreach, and they took over the Dynasty Typewriter off of Wilshire. And the Dynasty Typewriter is like a historic, dope-ass venue theater. It's a theater. Its capacity is like 250. So they set up the show, and now this is like a vegan-themed comedy show. It's sold out. Tig Notaro is headlining, and it's me and 3 other comics. And I get there. They have food from Crossroads Kitchen, which is one of my favorite restaurants. We all ate fucking dope ass food. They gave us this big ass like swag bag of candy and t-shirts and shit. And they start the show. I get out there, and I got to do 20 minutes of material that I've never done, or probably only done like 1 or 2 jokes here and there, because it was a lot of vegan material.
Yeah,
and
so
I
you got
usually
to
don't
use
do.
it,
Yeah, I usually don't do vegan material at a regular show. And it was so cool because typically a crowd is kind of more adversarial. They're kind of like someone that you might be going, like a challenger.
It's like a big thing.
know?
It's a big thing.
But this show, it didn't feel like that at all. It felt like immediately they were on my side.
Did it feel
Yeah.
like proof of concept? Because, like, I know you like, all right, I'm vegan. I'm making all these vegan jokes. When I go to the crowds, they don't fuck with the vegan jokes. Then you do this vegan spot. Get vegan swag. Get vegan food. This embrace the entire narrative, right? That's proof of concept.
It was. And
20 minutes, vegan material, and you
I
kill.
got to
Yeah.
shut it down. And people, man, I had this deaf woman come up to me, and she's signing the jokes that she appreciated
Wow.
back to
Oh,
me,
yeah.
telling me how much she enjoyed my comedy.
Yeah.
And I thought that was amazing. And that was a
That's
moment.
human, bro.
That
Yeah.
moment, that experience on stage just reminded me why I do it. It took me back
Yeah.
to like 13 years
To
ago
right
to the
back to
comedy
the
store.
passion, bro.
Yeah, and I was like, man, this
All
was
right,
dope.
This is enough to get me through 20 L's from now.
Yeah, yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
it, I'll take
I
it.
got
yo.
20
I can do this all day.
I get a
can do
W.
this all day.
I get a W, man.
This fucking roller coaster's never coming down.
This shit
Yeah.
stuck
Never
right here,
coming
bro.
down.
Bring that
for
one great
sure.
time. It was so great.
That for
When's
sure.
the next one?
When's the next one?
For real, for real.
When's the next one?
I'm like looking for that pure hit. That pure hit. Everything else has
Yeah,
been
you
stepped
start-
on. I'm like, I need a pure hit of that shit.
21 Savage got that song, man. Stepping, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like the world's been stepping on me, bro. I started my job, right? Started my job. My job's remote. You need a laptop, right? Laptop breaks down.
Oh man,
Hello, first day. Yeah, it doesn't work.
damn.
I'm making a fool of myself. First day. All right, great.
First thing, Monday morning.
Gotta go get it fixed. Gotta go get it fixed. Now I gotta go to my boss' house. Boss is super nice. Shout out my boss. Yeah, it's good that I was able to turn it around.
Yeah.
But you know, bro, I put my 2 weeks in. Like, I just paid rent. I put all my marbles in one basket.
Yeah.
This gotta work out. This gotta work out.
This ship can't sink.
Bro, the
all right?
laptop broke. I wanted to break that shit. I was heated.
I should just break you further
Yeah, like I should
Right.
just break all this stuff, right?
That's how it
to
be.
pieces.
That's
That's
how
what you
that's
want to
how you
be.
be feeling about
That's
it.
how I feel about it. I'm like, I put so much into this. But there's something past that. You know, after all that character, I got a new laptop. Life and time.
Life and time.
No, it's it's not the moment itself. It's how you respond to the moment.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
That
You
is
know?
everything.
So as we take these L's,
You get
we
better
just-
at it too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Dude, that week you were supposed to pull up, right? Before everything happened to you. Sorry to happen.
Yeah. We can talk about that too. Yeah.
Bro, we came down here and do our little
Bro.
show in the room we don't book.
We came down here with our box.
We had a whole box.
All our little
See that
stuff?
box? All our little
Heading to
stuff
the
in
office.
Yeah.
Nah.
there? Some guy watching a movie.
Yeah, what was he watching, bro?
Some car movie. He wanted to watch some guys drive a car. I was like, all right, that's no podcast, but let's watch the guy drive a car. Let's do
I
that.
want to watch somebody drive.
Bro, he
Wow.
probably was with his kid having a moment. You never
Probably
know.
was, you know,
It's probably
but-
Cars, man. That was a great movie. But you know, that guy was in the way that day.
Literally
nah,
just
shout out
turned right
that
back
guy, bro.
around. We were like,
We,
hey,
we,
let's
started-
keep
we
going.
didn't argue. The energy didn't go down, right? Because like when you do shit with people, Aaron's done it. Working with a crew of people, you're doing something with a bunch of people, working with humans, the morale can go down real
Go
fast.
down.
One little bump in the road. That bump hit, it's like,
Bro,
we're
the
gonna
L
take
slapped us
upstairs.
right across
Yeah.
the face. We're like, doesn't matter, bro. I don't feel nothing
We're just
right
gonna
now.
Yeah,
take it
yeah,
upstairs.
yeah.
Right back around, bro. All right, up the stairs. Right up the stairs. Right up the stairs.
That's how you be resilient in tough times.
Honestly.
Yo, bro, this has been the most popular I've been during the podcast. My group chat's going off. People are calling me. Shout out to everybody. I will
Shout
be
out
with
everybody
you.
at home.
I have a guest right here. Sorry about that.
Nah,
sir.
it's all good. It's all good. I know how it is, man. It's ebbs and flows out here, man.
It is.
Me and my boy be talking about that. It's ebbs and flows, and people don't talk about the ebbs,
Oh,
Yeah.
but they love to show you the flow.
Hey, I love
Yeah,
being good
bro.
at it, bro. That's where the character's at, man.
Man.
You ever
Yeah.
have like 4 days where you just read a book? I'm like, oh shit, look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
I got nothing to do.
And that can turn you around mentally.
Yeah,
Just
no,
sitting
it
there
helps.
reading
It
that
It
book.
can.
helps though. It helps.
To recharge.
Like that was
recharge.
like my first thing I ever got into was reading. So like it's always
Yeah.
good to go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. I feel it.
Fucking hell. Bro, how is it being on the road versus home? Like, you know, doing shows out of LA. How's that? Like the comparison?
You know, LA is an interesting town to do comedy in. I love doing comedy here, but there's nothing like having people travel, myself included, but having people like, we did a show in Portland and like these two girls came up to us and was like, yo, we flew here from San Diego.
Wow.
We're
Bro,
in Portland. We're in
fans,
Portland.
bro.
And we've had people drive down from Arizona. We have people come out and see us from all over the place. And that shit just makes me feel like
That's why you
$1
do it,
million
man.
bucks.
That's why you do it, bro.
so
That's
definitely doing
fantastic.
shows out of state is really fun just to see how the music plays with a different audience and seeing people coming out to you and stuff like that. But man, any show where people appreciate me, I love doing it. I mean, being on the road is interesting because I always like to find what vegan food is.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like, what they got out here in Mexico?
Yeah,
I'm
what's
like,
going
what
What's
they-
going on over
what's
here?
going on out
Exactly.
here?
Mhm.
So
What's on the menu?
that's always cool. But I love like people showing their admiration and coming out like
Yeah, no,
in-
that's
in
real
a-
love,
in
bro.
a town that
Yeah.
to sell out a show in a town that you are not from. That's
That's
cool,
tough.
and that's
Bro,
what you guys
yeah.
are gonna be, bro. You guys are gonna be able to do the same thing.
Oh,
you
yeah,
guys are gonna be
bro.
able to look
Oh,
at
bro.
look at the
Yeah.
analytics, and people are gonna be like, "Yo, can y'all come to New Mexico?" Like,
Telling
sure,
you, man.
fucking
Go
pull
where
up.
the
Yeah,
people
bro.
are, right?
And-
Go where the people are.
It's a beautiful experience.
And wherever they support
Yeah.
you, go there, man. Don't
Yeah.
stay
Yeah.
stagnant.
Because the thing
You're
with
not getting no love in your spot.
Follow your
go
market.
somewhere else.
Follow your market.
exactly, because the thing with doing shows in your hometown is that you can't cash in the credit where you got it from.
Ah.
Wow.
Like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, so,
from
like-
LA,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I can't be around here like, man, I'm an LA comic.
Yeah.
yeah.
That shit only works in New York.
Yeah.
When I'm in New
Okay.
York, people roll out the red. When I'm in Houston, bro, Houston shows so much love. When I was out there, they rolled out the red carpet. I was getting paid to do drop-in spots, which is unheard of. They rolled out the red carpet just because I know what I'm doing, and I'm coming in from LA. So
LA
the credit
comic.
of being an LA comic is
Prestige.
like, the
Yeah,
prestige.
bro.
But the prestige doesn't. You can't cash in the prestige where you got
Uh-huh.
it.
Yeah.
It's like,
Go
go
back-
fuck about you being
Bro,
LA.
like little Jimmy
like,
is
yeah, me
back,
too, yeah.
right? What the fuck? Oh, Mr. Big Man now. I just don't.
Look at him.
Hey guys, he's got a
Change your
mic
records,
now.
huh? Look at that guy.
Oh, I guess we should all just.
I remember you
be
were on the
black.
anchor in high school. Yeah.
yeah. Try to play
I remember
you like
those
that.
days.
I be feeling like Kanye West. You seen the documentary? you seen
When
this
you go back,
documentary?
yeah.
He's like, they always try to play you when you back at home. Hey, look at this. Say Kane on the goddamn
I ain't
brochure.
nowhere else.
They play you when you back at home.
Bro,
This how
I
they
go
do
back
you when
home,
you back
bro.
home.
All the stuff I get out here, and I meet people and shake their
Yo,
hands. I got a
bro.
business card and shit. My mom's like, yo, go take out the trash.
Yeah, we don't care about
I
none
don't
of that.
care about none of that shit, bro. Go take out the trash, big dog.
So here comes the filmmaker.
It's the movies.
Oh, how was L.A.? Is L.A. good?
Hollywood
Yeah.
star.
Steven Spielberg.
We're not good enough for you here.
Don't want to hunt.
Do you find like there being a like difference in like audience energy in like rural towns in comparison to like city-based audiences?
Yeah. I think rural towns, depending on. Now, I got to do a lot of comedy in South Carolina, and that
Shout out South Carolina.
was
Shout out.
that was a growing time for me artistically, because there was one place to perform. It was like in the boonies, the backwoods of like South Carolina. We're like outside of Charleston at the time, and bro, this place I would show up week after week to perform, and I had to follow. It was like a mixed mic before the dancing pursued, you know. So I had to follow like a poet.
Oh,
I had to
shit.
follow a dancer, and I had to follow a singer every week.
Wow.
And the dancer was hitting that shit.
Oh,
The
so-
singer was singing people's panties off. The poet was speaking to people's soul. And then I go up there
down the street.
and I better be funny, because the comedy there is kind of like what you're saying earlier. Like the comedy there is like,
Yeah, punchline.
so
Punchline.
and if you are distracting me from dancing with Miss Thickums right here with all that ass, you
Shout
better
out.
be funny. You better be funny, because that was the vibe. It was like you were slowing down the club
Yeah, the
environment
momentum was
to have people
Why
perform.
didn't they have you at the top? Like just to get everybody loose.
Yeah,
Then
you
we
know?
get the singer. Then we get the poet.
Yeah.
Then we get the dance. I don't know. I don't do lineups. I don't do lineups.
You
I
know
do
what?
podcasts.
Yeah.
I wasn't in
Podcast
control
gang.
of it myself, but man, I grew a lot as an artist there, because it just taught me how to be in the moment, how to come up off the top, you know, with some funny shit, how to
Yeah.
actually work with the crowd, like,
That's a big thing.
because a lot of comics, you will get so, like, those first 3 to 7 years, a lot of people get really caught up in like the material and what they put on paper.
Trying to have it set.
And with the set, you get like almost like people turn it into a monologue, to where it feels like you're kind of just saying it.
Yeah, because if it
Yeah.
doesn't hit the crowd, right? But that's their set. That's all they got. So they're just gonna keep doing that. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've been to a comedy show like 3 or 4 times in a night.
Yeah.
Or not in a night, but like in the nights.
Yeah.
Doing the same thing. I'm like, all right, cool. Like sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's not, but it's the crowd too. And it's the guy before you, it's the guy after you.
And the crowd wants to know, like, you don't want to just be up there having a conversation where it looks like you're having a conversation with yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Should be-
60 people in front of you. They're like, talk to us.
What
Don't
about
just talk
now?
at us. Talk with us.
Now, also one girl that's yelling at, I was like, I'm sorry. I felt like I was the problem. So I was like,
Right.
not gonna get your Instagram. I don't want to follow the show up after this. But you know, have a great night.
It'd be like that.
For real. Hey, speaking of that, bro, announce anything upcoming, anything you got going. Shout out your Instagram, shout out your YouTube, shout out anything and everywhere you're going at. Or where we can find you at.
Final
Man,
statements.
Find me on the IG, Stephen Marcus Relaford. Stephen with the V, Marcus, how you spell Marcus, and Relaford is Releford. You find me on IG, you can basically get a hold of all my other shit there. You can email me if you're trying to book me for a show.
There we go.
Marcus Woke at iCloud.com. And where am I going to be at next? I got a 420 show tomorrow over at in Leimert Park. And I'm actually going on at 4 o'clock. I'm doing a 20-minute set.
Damn.
And then
D
Smoke is Smoke is coming in up to follow me. So that's gonna be fun.
Yo,
and then
lit,
I'm doing Laugh Factory this Sunday for Chocolate Sundays.
This Sunday? What time?
I believe it's 7 or maybe 8.
Okay.
Maybe 8. Yeah, and then
one of the free days.
Yeah, pull up Sunday if you guys are available. And then as far as like what's majorly coming up, man, I'm just stay on the lookout because I plan on doing some more shows again. Like I've been through so many times and different life and times of
life and times
of building my own thing. Like I've went from building my own shit in the backyard to building my own shit at a club to building my own shit with other people. And now I'm just like trying to pivot again until like, all right, this is gonna be the next thing. So within the next month or two, I'll have something on the calendar that's gonna be consistent out here in LA where you can find me all the time. But yeah, man, I wanted to give you guys this. Now, this is a relic. This is a relic. It's a relic because there's no CD players that exist.
Shit.
But like DJ AC, the PD says, if you don't have a tape player or CD player or vinyl, you better get one.
I
got
a DVD player for the hard times because I know it might get there.
Don't let the
I
times
download this on my laptop.
change you. Yeah. You change the time, okay? Don't let the times change you. A lot of people are like, oh, we ain't got this. No. Get you guys to play that shit.
Get yourself a DVD.
Now, it might have.
We grew up on bootlegs, dog.
Now, it's a comedy album, and it may not be EQ'd right. So make sure you turn your system down before you turn
up. All right? This is the Life of Times. Tap in, friend. Shout out anybody that's listening. Shout out anybody that's streaming. Stream in your sleep, stream when you're awake, listen to his comedy, listen to us on the Life and Times. Have a great night. Always
fantastic night, everybody.
Tap in,
friend.
Man, thank y'all, man.
Fantastic, bro. Come on now.